All right. I guess this is going to be segmented. I was trying to dust off my computer and I swiped it, so hopefully it stored that video and then I'll just pick it up from there. Okay, so what he did was grand creator put him to sleep, took his rib, created the woman, beautiful as she could be. He was just probably just couldn't believe a perfect woman. You know, wow, that must have been something. Anyway, but he had all knowledge. He was communicating openly with the creator, and they were given everything and anything that they wanted. Paradise. Wow, paradise. Could you imagine that? Something as beautiful as all your needs, no needs for medicine because everything else that you take in is just cleansing and purifying the body. Everything you take into your mind, into your heart, just your whole daily living was just perfect as it could be, with the woman at his side. Now, however, somebody else stepped into the picture and decided, I'm going to pull you over this way, Mrs. Adam, let's say, just for lack of a better term. Mrs. Adam, come over here. I got something for you. I want to talk to you about. Here goes the marketing. I want to show you something. I think it'll make you better. It'll make you perfect. It'll make you know all things and be all things. All you got to do is partake, right? That's how easy it was. And so she did it. She did, and then there she was, following that same principle. Come here, you. Now here's Adam, ego, not his ego, but he was just feeling like, wow, man, if I lose this woman, what's going to happen to me? I will be alone again, like before. How miserable I was. I can remember all that. He probably wasn't feeling that, so he said, well, what the heck? Your story sounds convincing, very convincing. So he takes a bite of the fruit as well. And that was the beginning of the end right there, right? So I say all that to say is that, MAGTOW is coming into play because I think people are getting smart. And maybe God himself has something to do with that. Whether they read the Bible or not, it's just an innate quality in a man that if he is a man and God does communicate to men, we're not trying to become gay, or I mean, I no offense to people that do that, but a man wants a woman. If he's, if that's the way he was brought up and that's the way he's feeling inside, that's what he wants. But if that's how she's going to be, it's not good. And why I advocate so much for that to be separate, like it said, talks about in the book, to be separate from the world. The world is doing this to all of us men, and to the woman without their knowledge. Maybe they see it, maybe they don't. But what it's doing is you're messing with ego when you do those things. A man's ego, his pride, the things that make him feel good about being a man. Now, some men, maybe that doesn't mean nothing to them. They just want to just do what they do, But when you strip a man of those things, he's no longer a man. He doesn't feel like one anyway. But if you're doing that for sake of profit, for sake of personal gain, then you can understand why the men are looking at those women that are parading up and down like they're marketing something, that's what they're going after, and only that, instead of going after that good woman that wants to be a wife to a husband. You see? And that's all created. See, where we started off was from those sites, because somebody else has discarded their woman. They're separated, whatever, for whatever reason they did that, and now they have to have some kind of a resource of income. So they're looking for an advantage, taking advantage, and they're creating something that is bad. Now I like to talk and kind of pull this in, because the Bible, whether you believe in it or not, is a book of stories, right? And of things that have happened in there. So if you don't even look at it as God wrote it or man did, it's a story then. Let's go to this story. There was a time where Jonah was asked to go to Nineveh. Now we always know that Jonah and the whale, he got swallowed, but this is what happened. He was instructed by God to go to Nineveh. But the people there weren't all on board with that, and he knew that. They weren't receptive to hearing any of that. See, they would have pushed him away, give him a hard time, so he felt. But he was told to do it, and he just didn't want to. So Jonah decided to get on this ship. And when he got on the ship, what was uncommon at that time of the year and to the fishermen that were out there on that ship, they started noticing that this boat was just going up and down and getting crazy. And they did everything they could to survive themselves, you know. And what they noticed after a while was it was Jonah that was causing all that disturbance, because he was trying to get away from something that he was told to do. And so they threw him overboard. Everything went well, right? Once they got rid of Jonah. Oh, so happened while he's almost drowned, a fish decides, swallows him up. And he had 3 days' time to give that some thought, right? Probably asking God, what was I thinking? Why did I do that? I should have done what you told me. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's what happens. But here's what happened. That fish took him in that 3-day trip right back where he should have went, was to Nineveh, and do what he was told. And see, and it took all that for him to realize that you don't mess with God and with his people. And just because something can be marketed and sold, you're doing a lot of damage doing that and going about it that way. You're doing more damage than you are doing good. And maybe what you get today, you're losing tomorrow. And that's personally to me why this MAGTOW stuff is going on. Why even women's movements are taking place. Women don't want to be used for one thing, men don't want to be used for another. And that's what's happening in our world, not just in a country or in the Philippines or in the United States. It's happening all over the world. That is our global epidemic too. And we're not seeing that. We're all wearing masks. It's true. It's all true. We're all hiding behind something, But you can hide from the truth. And the truth is that if we don't get together as a people of the world, if there are true-hearted women in the Philippines or in Brazil or in Mexico or in the United States that want to find a good guy, and a guy wants to find a good girl, yeah, we've all made mistakes, but we want to be a penitent person. We want to realize that with age comes wisdom. And then if you make a mistake, if that mistake is made, can't be corrected so much, but you don't want to make another one, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one, while you're filling the pockets of somebody else that is just giggling and laughing all the way to the bank, thinking that's the way to go. It's a get-rich-quick scheme that you may have something today, but those types of pyramid type of things, somebody's always at the top. So whether it's the websites that are promoting, and all they're doing, and nothing wrong with a disclaimer, is giving you a vehicle or a platform to use that as a way to pull in for them, because there's revenue that's coming in with them, with a disclaimer that they're not responsible. But with you, is there a disclaimer? See, that's why men are shying away, because they're taking chances on either end. But they had good hope. They had hoped that it was going to be better in the Philippines and or wherever else that advertisement is being given. It's better there? Well, we want to find out, is it better? But if we're going to have to go through a gauntlet of, is this one married? Is this one separated? How old is this one? See how what's happening? See what we're doing? Do you see how that's going to mess it up for a lot of people in the long run? We're not going to know, as the expression goes, shit from Shinola. We're not. And we're rubbing it on our face or on our shoes, and it's all over us. We got to get smart. We got to get smart. We got to tell the truth. If you really want something like that, and then to put a price on it, everywhere you go, it's cost you this, it cost you that. You know, you want to find a wife. Maybe you do have to just go there and find one. I don't know, but all these sites that you have to pay somebody something, to get to something else. I guess that's what it's all about. It's about that salt buck or that them green bucks, man. You got to make that money. You know, got to make the money. Got to survive. And I think sometimes even as far as laws and regulations, sometimes if the government doesn't have enough of a resource, to prevent that, or they would say, I'm just going to turn a blind eye to that because if I don't, then I have to support that individual, or I've got their kids at my door hungry and wanting, so I'm going to allow it. I'm going to allow them to do that, even if it's just to a measure, you know, instead of just having, a very strict rule that that's just not how we do it here. You know, I don't want to see, advocates for divorce. Actually, marriage is forever. It's supposed to be a lifelong commitment. And no one should advocate to get rid of something instead of try to make it better first. If you're going to make commitment, then you should be committed. That's what a commitment is. That's what an oath is. It's not something you toy around with. And I think that it's a mockery for women to get online and to sell something and to tell somebody something and then to require money because they don't have it. You know, if you don't have it, then you shouldn't even be on those sites, because you're not on the market basically. You shouldn't be on there. You're marketing something that belongs to somebody else. It's like thieves selling product. I steal it from this person, but I'm going to sell it to you. It's like selling ocean front property in Arizona. And there's a lot of people that have been had because they're gullible. And it may be a law of averages. It may be that people are going to continue to do that. Uh, but I would like to find the place where people advocate against that and that they understand that there's a consequence to an action and that you have to have more heart than we have to come together. We have to find a better way. You know, we're not feeding egos here, and we're not paying for other people's mistakes. In the end, we only pay for our own. If there is a creator, a God, and I believe that the book says that we pay now, we pay later. It doesn't matter. We pay in the end. But I think personally that that as we govern our own selves and watch out for those pitfalls, try to help people not to step into things that we've stepped in. It's unfortunate that we can't have trust anymore wherever we go. We don't know who's on the same page. That one's for you. Uh, yeah, we don't know anymore. See, so you think you're building a future? No, it's like I think we're digging our own holes. That's what I think. I think, and if we keep doing that, uh, it's just going to take a wind to blow us into the deepest of pit, you know. And there's sometimes too, if you keep going in this direction, we get past the point of rescue. Past the point of rescue, and that's awful. That's awful. We are a people. We're man and woman on the earth. It's a big planet, but it's a small world. And we can make some good changes if we try. But if we keep going the way we're going, and we keep segregating the way we're segregating, we are going to depopulate this world without war, because the struggle and the fight isn't. It's within us. It's within us. And if we all have the power to make a difference, and none of us are trying to make a difference but for ourselves, and it just becomes the survival of the fittest, And if they talk about how somebody could get played like a fiddle, you know, no one's going to pick up the instrument. So then we're a world without music. Then after a while, we're a world without laughter. We're a world wearing masks, hiding. We're staying in our homes. We don't know what a real relationship really is anymore, or how to find one. You know, and I could be on Mars or on a different planet myself right now and talking to you. Isn't that weird that we could do that? If that's how we're going to communicate, if that's how we're going to know what real love is, I want to know where love is. I want you to show me. Didn't Trini write a song like that? Not only listen to that song, listen to the lyrics. You know, I want you to show me. And if it is better there, for some maybe. But for those that are trying to mess with the ego of a man, to mess with the heart of a man, and then wonder why he's going in that direction. Maybe if Adam would have turned away from Eve, but you know what he did out of pride? He blamed the woman. When God asked him, what did you do? You messed it up. You gave her to me, but he was crying for her. Remember that? He wanted her. He cried for her. Please, what a woman, right? He got it. Then when she messed up, guess what he said? You gave her to me. So he's just throwing the blame back on somebody else. I'm not blaming anybody but myself for not going about it a smarter way and learning from somebody else first some of the pitfalls. If I wanted to go mountain climbing, I shouldn't have just started climbing a mountain. I should have known what kind of pick to use, what kind of rope is the best secure, the hooks, what kind of shoes to wear. You know, am I physically fit to do it? Or am I going to get halfway up and then fall? You see, I didn't do it that way. But I want you not to do it the way I did it. I want you to give all of these things some consideration. Remember, it is a marketing thing. They are marketing somebody else's photograph. And even if it's the one that you saw, it's her. Yeah, it's hers. It's real deal. FaceTime, and just like we're seeing each other. You know, that is just a platform that has been developed for them to go there and get somebody to come in. And I was immediately taken off of there, not because anything I did, because she got me to, so as many as they can pick, it's like they're picking apples. Or, you know, you ever see those machines where there's dollars are blowing around and as many as you can get, you can have, you know, and that's what they're doing. And to them, they're just giggly and happy and thinking that's so much fun. Oh, I got 10, I got 20, I got 30, you know, whatever. But you're destroying something else. So the rice you eat today and shit out tomorrow, guess what? We're on trouble. MGTOW, red pill. Who's creating that? Is it the man? You want to blame the man for that? We're not sissy boys. We're men. We're men that have brains and have noticed that somebody's going in the wrong direction. Whether it's us or you, but we got to come together. We got to rethink our thinking, you know, or we're gonna mess this all up. We're not gonna have a planet for our children, or they're gonna come out and they're not gonna know a male from a female, or what to do or how to do it, you know, or want to do it for that matter, because of all of what comes with it. So, for the old timers, for the new ones, for whatever, you know, you got to rethink this, you know, out really good. And, you know, keep, you know, thumbing through your Bible. There's a lot of stories in there. They may seem a little bit incomprehensible sometimes, but if you really study it, you know, there's stories in there that will make a lot of sense. They're very apropos to what we're doing in our lives today. And it's unfortunate that we come to that conclusion as we get older instead of when we're younger. So it's bye for now. Adios from Jake and Michael. I hope you benefit from this. And you know what? I'm going to do what they do. I'm not looking for any money from this. But if you like it, subscribe. Maybe we'll get to know each other if nothing else. And Your comments are always appreciated. I like to know what you're thinking and how you feel about some of these things. And I also want to know what we can do about it as a world of people that are in trouble and a world of people that are looking for a better way and a better solution to all this crazy. How about that? Can we do that? All right. Have a good one and do something right today and hug a neighbor, call a friend, you know, wear a mask. All right.